Hello, good morning. It's Tuesday the 26th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So retail sales fell by about 1.4% in February, and naturally there's been a bit of a negative reaction to this. That is despite the data still being 2.2% above pre-COVID levels according to the Office for National Statistics. However, there are fears that UK growth will slow and we will be the first in the G7 economies to face stagflation. As such, opinion bias is likely to latch on to any bad news, like a slight decline in retail sales. However, if the Bank of England does hike rates a little too quickly, they do risk adding to the unsavoury economic outlook when they are just trying to tackle inflation. In the market, the bleak start to Q2 has hit sterling pretty hard. Support levels have been broken and the pound does look like it could weaken further. We broke through 127 against the dollar yesterday. We touched a low of 126.97 and we dropped to 118.45 against the euro. Both pairs have recovered from those lows. We open around 127.60 against the dollar and around 118.90 against the euro. However, do keep an eye on this if you have dollar exposure. If the central bank policies diverge further, perhaps seeing a pause from the MPC while the Fed hikes by 0.5%. Good morning. Then the pound could fall further against the dollar anyway. Over in the US, that 50 basis point rate hike looks pretty nailed on now. Similar to the UK, there are those concerned that the economy is beginning to slow. And they will worry about any little decline in the data as the Fed focus is very much on fighting inflation more than supporting growth. Indeed, when Powell spoke last week at the IMF, he suggested perhaps consecutive 50 basis point rate hikes were on the cards at the next two meetings. When coupled with the reduction in the bank's balance sheet, the more conservative view may fear that this might be a bit of overkill. Don't forget, the slower economic activity will also contribute to lowering inflation, and nobody wants to overshoot the mark with aggressive policy action. But while the policymakers are being so bullish, the dollar index is mopping up all the additional demand. We had another new high for the year yesterday, touching 101.85, and euro dollar broke below the 107 mark briefly. We open around 107.25 this morning. That's it from me. Have a great day. Join me again tomorrow.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.